All right, so now that you've got a full solid grasp on dilations, we can move into similar figures. Similar figures are the result of a dilations. When you dilate an object, the pre-image and image actually become what we call similar figures. Now, similar figures mean that all the corresponding angles are congruent. And similar figures, all the corresponding sides, obviously they're not going to be congruent because we dilated it, so they're going to be a different size, but they're what we call proportional. And what that means, I'm going to first of all spell it correctly, proportional. What that means is that all the sides were multiplied by the scale factor. So the scale factor is going to play a big role in this lesson. So let's look at what I mean by that. In the diagram below, we see that triangle A prime, B prime, B prime is the image of triangle ABC after a dilation with scale factor 2. So what that means is if the side length AB, let's make up some side lengths for triangle ABC. Let's say that this one is 3, let's say that this one is 5, and let's say that this one is 6. Okay? What that means is in order to calculate the corresponding sides in the image, all you have to do is multiply by the scale factor. So A prime B prime corresponds to AB. We have a scale factor of 2, so that means A prime B prime is 6. A prime C prime corresponds to AC, so that must mean that that's 10, 5 times 2. And B prime C prime corresponds to BC, and so that must be 12 because BC was 6. So all the sides in the image get multiplied by the scale factor from the pre-image. That's what proportionality means. So this object is now similar to this object, and we also know that their angles are congruent. So A is going to be equal to A prime. In fact, let's go ahead and mark that. Angle A is going to be congruent to A prime. Angle B is going to be congruent to B prime. And angle C is going to be congruent to C prime. All right, so using that fact, that allows us to actually figure out some side lengths here in similar objects. So here we're shown that the triangles are similar. Now, I didn't give you a similarity statement. Instead, I actually marked which angles were congruent. That's going to come into play. So what we want to do here is we want to set up a proportion. A proportion is two fractions that are set equal to each other. And we're simply going to set up a proportion where with the corresponding sides. So, okay, so let's just dig into this, and I think this will make more sense as we go in. So we have side AB. Okay, well, what does side AB correspond to in the other triangle? Well, side AB is between the blue angle and the purple angle. Well, between the blue angle and the purple angle is ED, so that's the corresponding side. So that corresponds to ED. In the other triangle, we also have a value for AC. So I'm going to write AC, and what corresponds to that? FD. Now, a couple of things about your proportion. First of all, it doesn't matter if this fraction is over here and this one is over here. That doesn't matter. Okay, it's an equation, so you can flip it if you want to. It also doesn't matter if you chose to put the smaller triangle on top. The only time that will come into play is when you're actually calculating for the scale factor. We'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. So it doesn't matter if you choose to put the bigger triangle on top and the smaller triangle on bottom, or vice versa. Doesn't matter. What does matter is that you're consistent. So if you put the bigger triangle on top in this fraction, you have to put the bigger triangle on top in this fraction. Otherwise, you'll get an incorrect calculation. So we have a proper proportion set up. Let's go ahead and solve it. So now it's just a simple matter of plugging in. And then I don't know if you remember how to solve proportions, but it's our old friend cross multiply. Okay, so I'm going to multiply x times 3, and I'm going to multiply 5 times 9, and I'm going to set those equal to each other. So this is going to become 3 times x is 3x, 9 times 5 is 45. Divide both sides by 3, and I'm able to solve for x, which is 15. Okay? Now, I mentioned a few minutes ago that it doesn't matter if you put the bigger triangle on top and the smaller triangle on bottom. That's true. The only time that matters is if you are asked to calculate what is the scale factor. If you are asked to calculate the scale factor, then it's always going to be image over pre-image. Now, I'm not going to say bigger or smaller because, as we know with dilations, it could go either way. But it's always the image over the pre-image will give you your scale factor, and they would obviously be corresponding sides. So you'd take two corresponding sides, and you'd put the image over the pre-image. In order for that to happen, I have to tell you that a dilation occurred, and I have to tell you which one is the pre-image and which one is the image. In this case, yes, a dilation happened. I know this because the triangles are similar. But I haven't told you which one is the pre-image and which one is the image, so you wouldn't know anyways. And it doesn't matter because if you flip these fractions upside down, you're still going to get x equals 15. All right, let's move on. So here, instead of giving you an actual picture, I'm giving you a similarity statement. A similarity statement is the same as a congruent statement, except it uses the similarity sign, and that's what the similarity sign looks like. It's what we commonly know as a tilde. So what I suggest strongly is that you draw pictures here. You draw pictures here. So I've got triangle ABC, and I'm going to put DEF in the same place because just like with congruence, A corresponds to D, B corresponds to E, and C corresponds to F. And then let's go and fill in. So AB is 5, AC is 7, and then I have ED is 8, and they're asking me to find FD, so that's what I'm going to call X. All right, let's set up our proportion. We've got AB over what corresponds to it is DE. And then I've got AC, which what corresponds to it, DF. Now let's plug in. I've got 5 over 8 equals 7 over X. Let's cross multiply and solve. 5x equals 8 times 7 is 56. 56 divided by 5, 56 divided by 5 is going to be 11.2. Okay, and then I wanted to show you one more example. This is kind of an interesting one. And you're going to see ones like this, and I just want to give you, really what I'm driving at here is I want to give you some strategies. So let's talk about this. So the first thing is look, notice that you're given a similarity statement. So now you know which angles. So A corresponds to A. That's actually what we would call reflexive. And now let's put in our other ones here. Please notice that B is congruent to D. Angle B is congruent to angle D. And angle C corresponds to angle E. So what I want you to notice is that these triangles aren't in the same position, I would say. Notice that they're sort of flipped upside down. In this situation, it's really important that you redraw your pictures. And we're going to redraw them so that they are in the same position. So let me label this one first. A, B, C. And notice that C is here and B is here. So I want the same thing over here. I want the the angle that corresponds to B down in the lower left, and I want the angle that corresponds to C in the top. Okay, so A corresponds to A, that's easy. And then if I look at my diagram here, or the similarity statement, either one, I can see that D corresponds to B. And that means that E corresponds to C. Now let's transfer over some markings, or some measurements, I should say. So EA is 5, and DA is 6. And then CA, which corresponds to EA, is x plus 6. I have to add those together in order to get the total length. And BA is 13 plus 5, which is 18. Now I can actually set up my proportion and solve this thing. So I'm going to have x plus 6. Oops, nope. I like to do the sides first. So I'm going to have CA over EA, and I'm going to have BA over DA. And so that's going to be x plus 6 over 5 equals 18 over 6. Okay, so let's cross multiply and solve. When you cross multiply here, don't forget that you have to distribute the 6 to everything over here. So what does this become? This becomes 6x plus 36 equals 18 times 5 is going to be 90, and then solve. This is going to be 54, and so x equals 9. Okay, it is imperative that you redraw your triangles and then put in the correct markings. It's really, really important. All right, to wrap up this lesson, what I'm going to have you do is I'm actually going to have you do an exploration on your own. We have an understanding of how the scale factor relates to the proportional status, okay? If you were to take any of these, CA over EA, and divide, you're going to get the scale factor. With a dilation, you should know which is the pre-image and which is the image, and then you can set pre-image above image to get the actual scale factor. So we also want to take a look at perimeter and area. So there's a relationship between side length, perimeter, and area. Okay, and so I want you to explore that. I've got a really quick and easy activity for you guys to do. It should be very apparent what it is, so give that a shot, wrap this up, and then you can move on to the practice.